Hello, today we'll be going through practice questions 41 to 50 for the Cisco CCNA exam. Let's begin. An engineer observes high usage on the 2.4 GHz channels and lower usage on the 5 GHz channels. What must be configured to allow clients to preferentially use 5 GHz access points? The correct answer is A. Client Band Select. Client Band Select encourages dual-band capable clients to connect to the less congested 5 GHz band instead of the crowded 2.4 GHz band. This helps balance client distribution and improve overall wireless performance. Why the other options are incorrect? B. Re-anchor roamed clients. This feature is used to manage clients roaming between controllers, not for band selection. C. OEAP split tunnel. This applies to Office Extend access points for remote workers, not band steering. D. 11AC MU-MIMO. This is a radio technology that improves throughput but does not control client band selection. Therefore, the correct answer is A. Client Band Select. Which networking function occurs on the data plane? The correct answer is D. Forwarding remote client-server traffic. The data plane is responsible for the actual forwarding of user traffic, moving packets and frames from source to destination based on the control plane's decisions. Forwarding client-server traffic is a typical data plane function. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Processing inbound SSH management traffic. Management traffic like SSH is handled by the control plane, not the data plane. B. Sending and receiving OSPF hello packets. OSPF is a routing protocol, and its packets are processed by the control plane. C. Facilitates spanning tree elections. Spanning tree protocol operations happen in the control plane, as it involves topology decisions, not actual traffic forwarding. Therefore, the correct answer is D. Under which condition is TCP preferred over UDP? The correct answer is C. TCP is used when data reliability is critical, and UDP is used when missing packets are acceptable. TCP provides reliable, ordered, and error-checked delivery of data, making it ideal when reliability is crucial. UDP, being connectionless and without retransmissions, is used when some packet loss is acceptable, like in streaming or VoIP. Why the other options are incorrect? A. UDP is used when low latency is optimal, and TCP is used when latency is tolerable. This is partly true but incomplete. It doesn't mention the core difference of reliability. B. TCP is used when dropped data is more acceptable, and UDP is used when data is accepted out of order. This is incorrect. TCP is used when data loss is not acceptable. D. UDP is used when data is highly interactive, and TCP is used when data is time sensitive. This is incorrect. TCP is less suitable for time-sensitive data due to retransmission delays. UDP fits time-sensitive, interactive traffic better. Therefore, the correct answer is C. A network engineer must configure the router R1 Gigabit Ethernet 1.1 interface to connect to the router R2 Gigabit Ethernet 1.1 interface. For the configuration to be applied, the engineer must compress the address. Which command must be issued on the interface? The correct answer is C. This is the correct compression. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Double : is not allowed. B. 4F should be 400F. D. 5 should be 500 and 4F should be 400F. Therefore, the correct answer is C. What is a network appliance that checks the state of a packet to determine whether the packet is legitimate? The correct answer is D. Firewall. A firewall examines the state of packets to determine if they are part of a valid established connection. It checks if packets are legitimate based on connection state, rules, and policies. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Layer 2 switch. This forwards frames based on MAC addresses and does not inspect packet states. B. LAN controller. This manages wireless access points, not packet inspection. C. Load balancer. This distributes traffic across servers and does not check packet legitimacy based on state. Therefore, the correct answer is D. Firewall. What is a role of access points in an enterprise network? The correct answer is C. Connect wireless devices to a wired network. Access points provide wireless connectivity, allowing wireless devices to connect to the wired enterprise network. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Integrate with SNMP in preventing DDoS attacks. SNMP is for monitoring, not for APs to prevent DDoS attacks. B. Serve as a first line of defense in an enterprise network. This is typically the role of firewalls, not access points. D. Support secure user logins to devices on the network. User authentication is handled by services like Radius, not directly by the AP. Therefore, the correct answer is C. An implementer is preparing hardware for virtualization to create virtual machines on a host. What is needed to provide communication between hardware and virtual machines? The correct answer is B. Hypervisor. The hypervisor is the software layer that allows multiple virtual machines to run on the same physical hardware. It manages the communication between the hardware and the virtual machines. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Router. Routers connect different networks, not hardware to virtual machines. C. Switch. Switches connect devices at the network layer, not between hardware and VMs internally. D. Straight cable. A cable connects physical devices but is irrelevant for internal hardware to VM communication. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Hypervisor. How does a Cisco Unified Wireless Network respond to Wi-Fi channel overlap? The correct answer is C. It analyzes client load and background noise and dynamically assigns a channel. Cisco Unified Wireless Network uses RRM to monitor interference, client load, and noise levels, then automatically adjusts channels to reduce overlap and optimize performance. Why the other options are incorrect? A. It allows the administrator to assign the channels on a per device or per interface basis. Manual channel assignment is possible, but Cisco UWN focuses on automatic management. B. It segregates devices from different manufacturers onto different channels. This is incorrect. Channel assignment is based on interference and load, not device manufacturers. D. It alternates automatically between 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz on adjacent access points. Band selection is based on device capability and band steering, not automatic alternation between bands for overlap management. Therefore, the correct answer is C. Which 802.11 frame type is indicated by a probe response after a client sends a probe request? The correct answer is B. Management. A probe response frame is part of the management frame category in 802.11. Management frames handle tasks like discovery, authentication, and association. After a client sends a probe request to discover networks, the access point replies with a probe response, providing details about the network. Why the other options are incorrect? A. Data. Data frames carry user data, not network discovery information. C. Control. Control frames help with data transmission, not with network discovery. D. Action. Action frames are a subtype of management frames used for specific actions, but probe response is a basic management frame, not an action frame. Therefore, the correct answer is B. Management. What is the difference in data transmission delivery and reliability between TCP and UDP? The correct answer is B. TCP requires the connection to be established before transmitting data. UDP transmits data at a higher rate without ensuring packet delivery. TCP is connection-oriented. It establishes a reliable connection before transmitting data and ensures delivery with acknowledgements and retransmissions. UDP is connectionless, faster, and sends data without establishing a connection or guaranteeing delivery. Why the other options are incorrect? A. TCP transmits data at a higher rate and ensures packet delivery. UDP retransmits lost data to ensure applications receive the data on the remote end. This is incorrect. TCP ensures delivery, but UDP does not retransmit lost data. C. UDP sets up a connection between both devices before transmitting data. TCP uses the three-way handshake to transmit data with a reliable connection. This is incorrect. UDP is a connectionless protocol and does not set up a connection. D. UDP is used for multicast and broadcast communication. TCP is used for unicast communication and transmits data at a higher rate with error checking. This is incorrect. TCP is reliable but generally slower due to overhead, not higher rate. Also, UDP can support multicast, but is not limited to it. Therefore, the correct answer is B. We have come to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.